Welcome back. Today's breaking story is both shocking and decisive. Russian frontline troops are running out of ammunition. With supply chains collapsing, artillery silent, and soldiers left defenseless, Ukraine has seized the opportunity to launch devastating counterattacks, obliterating positions that once seemed impenetrable. This could mark a turning point in the conflict. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and how this could reshape the battlefield in the coming weeks. Frontline reports indicate Russian forces in multiple sectors are experiencing a critical shortage of ammunition. Soldiers describe being forced to ration shells, sometimes limited to only a handful of shots per day. Others are reduced to using rifles without enough cartridges to sustain even a single firefight. Artillery pieces, once the backbone of Russia's war effort, are now silent, useless without ammunition. For an army built on overwhelming firepower, this is a disaster. Without constant artillery barrages, Russian troops lose the ability to pin down Ukrainian forces. They are forced into defensive positions, trapped and waiting for attacks they cannot answer. Ukraine quickly identified this weakness. Armed with Western-supplied artillery systems, precision rocket launchers, and advanced drones, Ukrainian commanders launched coordinated counterstrikes. HIMARS rockets tore through Russian supply nodes, drone-guided artillery destroyed trenches and bunkers, armored vehicles surged forward, reclaiming ground with minimal resistance. Entire Russian positions were wiped out within hours. Soldiers, unable to return fire, were left with two options: flee or surrender. So how did Russia reach this breaking point? The answer lies in logistics. For months, Ukraine has targeted Russia's supply routes, railway lines, ammunition depots, bridges, and fuel sites. These deep strikes disrupt the flow of supplies long before they reach the front. Every rail line destroyed delays convoys. Every depot explosion erases thousands of shells. Russia's vast battlefield has become too difficult to resupply under constant Ukrainian pressure. Meanwhile, Ukraine's long-range artillery and domestically produced drones allow precision strikes far behind enemy lines. The result is a steady starvation of Russian troops at the front. For Putin, this is a nightmare scenario. His army, once feared for its firepower, is now exposed as brittle and poorly supplied. Without ammunition, Russian troops are nothing more than targets. Morale is collapsing. Families of conscripts and mobilized men are flooding Russian social media with complaints of criminal negligence. Some even accuse commanders of abandoning their men to die. This isn't just a tactical failure, it's a political one. A growing number of Russians are questioning whether the Kremlin truly has control of the war effort. Meanwhile, Ukraine is gaining momentum. Reclaiming territory village by village, Ukrainian troops are advancing in areas once thought impossible to penetrate. Western-supplied HIMARS, Leopard tanks, and long-range artillery, combined with Ukraine's drone innovations, give Kyiv a powerful technological edge. Every strike weakens Russian defenses and lifts Ukrainian morale. The symbolism is powerful. Ukraine, once seen as outgunned and outnumbered, is now dictating the pace of the war. The big question now is, what happens next? If Russia cannot restore its logistics chain, entire sectors of its front line could collapse. Analysts suggest Ukraine may soon achieve larger breakthroughs, cutting through weak points and pushing Russian forces further back. However, Moscow may respond with desperate measures: emergency ammunition imports from abroad, mobilization of more conscripts, or intensified missile strikes on Ukrainian cities. Already, Russia has turned to North Korea and Iran for shells and drones, proving how strained their system has become. This crisis highlights a larger truth about modern warfare. Battles are not only won by tanks and soldiers, but by supply chains and strategy. Russia's failure to sustain its troops with ammunition exposes the fragility of its military machine. Ukraine, by contrast, has shown adaptability, creativity, and strong support from international allies. Every destroyed depot, every silent artillery gun, and every retreating Russian soldier is proof that logistics may ultimately decide this war. To sum it up, Russian troops on the front line are running dangerously low on ammunition. Ukraine has seized the moment, launching devastating strikes and reclaiming ground. This isn't just a battlefield victory, it's a symbolic one. It proves that strategy and logistics can overpower brute force. The war is far from over, but right now, Ukraine has seized the upper hand. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more frontline updates. And let us know in the comments, do you think this ammunition crisis could mark a turning point in the war?